So Duke is a terrific place to study environmental law. In fact, in terms of faculty and course offerings and activities on campus, it's as strong as anywhere in the world. And so there's a lot to choose from, which is both good and bad. In terms of planning your own courses through your 3 years in law school, obviously first year is already set. For second year, you want to take for sure the pathway course, which is U.S. Environmental Law. That's a lecture course. It's generally about half law students, half Nicholas students. After that, you've got a wide range of choices at the law school depending on which aspects of environmental law you want to focus on. Natural resources law is offered every year, every other year. International environmental law, climate change in the law, ocean and coastal law and policy, risk assessment, and there are others. One of the things that I recommend students who want to go into the environmental field, which they find, I think, a bit surprising, is I tell them not to overload on environmental courses. It's good to take a number, 2, 3, 4, 5, depending on how far you are into it, but you don't want to take just environmental courses. And the reason for that is that if you're practicing environmental law, your practice is going to intersect with a lot of other fields, and you need to get a firm basis in those fields. So for example, it's very important to take building block courses. So administrative law is absolutely essential if you're going to practice the environmental field. I recommend students take tax law, take business associations. And the reason for that, with ad law you have to take because you're going to be dealing with agencies. And ad law basically is the rules that agencies have to follow. So you need to understand that. In terms of tax law and business associations, oftentimes the issues you're dealing with are going to have corporate implications or tax implications. And you need a basic grounding so you can understand what's going on. On top of that, also realize that you've got the Nicholas School of the Environment. So you've got an entire graduate school, professional school just down the road. They offer a lot of courses. So if you're interested in more aspects of policy or economics, there are always courses you can take at the Stanford School across the street, public policy, or the Nicholas School down the street. I also recommend, if you're serious about environmental law, take the clinic, the Environmental Law and Policy Clinic. You can take it for a semester, you can take it for a year. Some of the projects they work on are more policy-oriented, some are more litigation, but the fact is you get your hands dirty. A lot of students who have actually done the clinic have gone into great jobs afterwards, which brings me to the second broad point, which is what you're doing outside the classroom. One of the things that Duke has that no other university has is its own think tank on campus, the Nicholas Institute for Environmental Policy Solutions. They routinely accept law students to work as interns during the year on specific policy-related projects. These are practical projects with real clients. It's different from the clinic in that these are quick turnaround. You're dealing with professionals and you're helping them instead of taking the lead, but it's great exposure if you're interested in working directly in the policy process. And then think as well about your summers. Obviously doing well in law school is important for jobs, but employers also are looking for experience that you've had that show A, that you're serious, and B, that have allowed you to start networking. Obviously work through the Office of Career Services. One other thing you may want to think about, though, that many law students don't know about is something called the Stand-Back Fellowships. These are fellowships that are offered through the Nicholas School, but law school students can get them, and they provide a summer stipend. I forget what the figure is now. It's about $4,000 or $5,000 a year. You'd need to check. But what happens is that the fellowship approves certain organizations, and if you can get a job with these organizations as a stand-back fellow, then it provides funding for you. Now this could be in addition to PIL funds or not, but the fact is this allows you to work for an NGO or for an advocacy organization over the summer and also get some income, so you're not going to debt while you do that.